It's your buddy Mike Messier. I'm here at South of the Border, the South of the Border. I just realized today that the actual title of the place, the name of the place, is the South of the Border, which is the North Carolina South Carolina line, United States. It's a fun place. I can't really show you a big tour of the place. I've done other videos from here. It's a roadside attraction, and this is a tamale. It's good. I make a point to come to this place now. You're welcome to leave a comment, or if you have any sidebar topics you want to discuss, please do. Mike's Meals, I'll be going up to good old Rhode Island for a film cast and crew screening. Mr. Birthday, a film that I worked on. What's up, Adam? Yep. I am the AEW apologist. I did a wonderful rant, Adam. Hopefully you saw it for the Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube channel, where I discussed all things. One thing that I kind of forgot about, I guess I'll segue into wrestling. You always bring me in there, buddy. Um, I didn't really mention this horrible egg thing with the WWE. And I did not watch Raw. I did not watch SmackDown after Survivor Series. In fact, I watched Charlotte versus Becky, and then I stopped watching. That's the last WWE match I saw. But I heard so much hullabub about this Vince McMahon egg that I had to watch a clip on YouTube of Vince and Roman with this egg thing. And during his little desk promo, Vince Jr. McMahon is saying to Roman, your cousin came here with $7 in his pocket. And because he was so grateful, I gave him the opportunity. He gave me this priceless egg. Well, if a guy only has $7 in his pocket, what's he doing with a priceless egg, and why would he give it away? So even in Junior's story, that's the head of the company, the top guy in the WWE. Even his character is saying foolish things now. So, like I said, I can't bring myself to really support that company these days. When creatively, it's so the writing is so horribly flawed, it's unwatchable for intelligent people like myself and you, Adam. How can we watch this? The answer is we can't. Now, Adam, because you're here, buddy, Vince and his egg was like Indiana Jones and the golden head from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. It's always something. And from what I understand, it's a tie-in to this movie that The Rock did. Oddly enough, it played in the theaters in Jacksonville for a couple of nights, but I didn't see it. I just don't know, guys, how are we expected to watch this WWE stuff when they're trying to do these storylines, but they're so fabricated that they're hard to enjoy. One thing I can enjoy, though, is this wonderful sausage dog. I don't think I've ever ordered that before here. You know, sometimes like you get into the groove of just ordering the same menu items and you order them time and time again. Now, Adam, in full disclosure, buddy, I want to thank you. If those of you haven't seen it, Adam provided me a great memorial box set from the what was that wrestling event you went to, buddy? All Out, I believe. The WrestleCade, the WrestleFest. The Becky Charlotte match is good, but it certainly wasn't a shoot. You could see them calling spots throughout the match. Now, if you watch my last couple of AW apologist rants over on Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube channel, you can see that I totally called it out. Yeah, the AEW All Out Conrad get together. We have a wonderful video here on the Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel of the unboxing. Myself and Adam did that video together. Came out great. And one of the nice gifts you gave me, Adam, I've held on to it. Although at my size and girth, I'm sure you could understand it didn't fit me. a size extra large AEW hoodie, which I'll be presenting to my wrestling eBay concierge, my good friend Moro, who's also appeared on this channel on the Live from Epcot broadcast, which I don't think a lot of people have done, broadcast a podcast from Epcot while they're in live time. But Moro is my wrestling. I have a wrestling eBay store that Adam takes care of. I mean, Moro takes care of for me. He sells all my wrestling stuff that I no longer am holding on to. And I'm going to give him the jacket for his personal use. We're not going to resell the jacket. I didn't mean to mislead you. The point is that I'm gifting Moro the jacket, the hoodie, because he's a size extra large, so it'll fit him. Okay, so thanks for the jacket. And on behalf of Moro, I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He went to the, thanks, buddy. He went to the AEW show in Boston. He's been to both of them, actually. The one that was in 2019, like their second show, I think, AEW's second official show. And he went to the one about 6 weeks ago. So he's a true wrestling fan. Let's see. Am I terribly angry these days? I mean, you know, I can work myself up into a fury. I mean, that's not too hard. But I mean, I guess for me, it's just, you know, here's the thing, guys. Traveling up and down these roads as I'm doing, I'll be going up for this Mr. Birthday screening. I'll be possibly interviewing some of the co-stars in the movie. Of course, I play Hank in the film. It'll be on demand on December 17th, Mr. Birthday. However, you know, I can't, I'm going up and down these roads. For instance, last night I was in South Carolina, and I'm just telling you, there's just a certain grayness, for lack of a better word. And I don't know if it's just the wintry season or if it's this worldwide situation we're all trying to come out of. I don't want to harp on it because I know we're all living it, but I really just wish, from my perspective, and I know some people disagree. My buddy Andre, who does a nice YouTube channel with wrestling stuff, he's a very anti-mask guy, but anti-vaccine, I think. But for me, I'll take those fucking shots because I'm really sick of the whole thing, and just, you know, there's not enough people that want to work and all these things. So it's tough. I also noticed last night that there's a certain bitingness that's going on with people. And I found that accumulating in myself. When I say bitingness, I mean like a certain chip on the shoulder. I observed a friend of mine. It's a long story, but basically he had his service animal. We're at a restaurant, and then some other guys at the restaurant. It's like one of these marina restaurants. So the restaurant's on the marina, right? So this other guy comes over with another dog, and the dog does not have a leash on, and the dog goes to, you know, introduce the dog's introducing himself or herself to my friend's dog. Now my buddy gets all upset because you know, long story short, you know, I guess his service animal had a recent fight with another dog, and it's just so, you just see people's testiness. Are you concerned about the new variant Omicron or whatever? I guess I am, buddy, because I really would just like to get over this thing and like get back to normal. I'm not so concerned about myself getting it, although that's part of the concern, because I have been vaccinated and I've even got the third shot already. However, I just would like this cycle to end before I die. Like, even if it's another, I don't know what to say, 5 years, but the way that we're going now, with the amount of anti-vaxxers, the amount of, and maybe they're right, I don't know. I mean, I just chose the side and went with it. But I mean, I don't see the benefit. Like, for instance, I started to watch that Joe Rogan, Sanjay Gupta interview, the guy from CNN, the guy that does the, I used to listen to that all the time, by the way, the daily podcast about Corona. I used to listen to that, and then eventually I stopped. But listening to, I started to listen to it. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but at some point, what the guy was basically saying was, hey, look, if you get the vaccine, you're 8 times less likely to get the virus. To me, 8 times is pretty significant. Now, Rogan's, from my perspective, trying to play the numbers game and say, well, you can still get it, right? Yeah, but it's 8 times less. So, I mean, it's one of those situations where do you stand on the math? But Rogan goes out, he gets corona, and then he goes to this whole song and dance of whatever the fuck he did, like, medicines and after the facts, and I don't know if he did the infrared sauna, whatever the fuck he did. Rogan, I'm talking about. Why not just get the fucking virus vaccine in the first place? I actually had put the open debate out there. I invited at least 1 or 2 people who if they wanted to debate vaccines or not, I'll be happy to have a debate about it. And I'll go in open-minded. You know what I mean? If there's any, my buddy Andre or Adam, if you know anyone or that you feel that way yourself, I'll be happy to have a debate and conversation. Maybe not even a debate, just a conversation about it. Ultimately, I was talking to this kid, this 20-year-old kid that works at a place that I go to. He said he got coronavirus, but he hasn't gotten the vaccine, and he has no plans to. He says he's too busy. I said, well, that's not really a good excuse. I mean, it's pretty fucking easy to get it. It takes a total of 30 minutes between the 2 shots. But yeah, to answer your question, buddy, traveling up and down these roads, I am going to be a little concerned. Now, I guess I'll talk about some things. The book, I was going to do a whole book report on a bunch of fucking books. It was an audio book on Amazon. It was free. It was kind of interesting. It was kind of like a hybrid of a book and a podcast by Michael Johnson, who's a former Olympic athlete for the USA. I believe he was for the USA. Maybe he's from Canada. But he's an Olympic gold medal. It's basically about racism and sports and trying to remember. It began with a D, Dissent or something like that. Good audio listen. Right now I'm listening to this. You'll get a kick out of this, buddy. This giant fucking Michael Jordan audio book. Yeah, Playing for Keeps. Now, I probably got this at some library sale, and I'm actually listening to this giant thing. I've got a Walkman, so I'm listening to it. It's another, shot Playing for Keeps. It's another deal of like people just telling you how great Jordan is. Hold on. It's interesting how Jordan his presence was enough to turn around the franchise of the Chicago Bulls. I will say that the sausage dog is pretty damn good. I don't know if you can see some of the sights here. Oh boy. If I mess up with my now I just screwed up the whole camera setup. Can't win, folks. No, it's the Michael Jordan does not do the by David Halberstam, narrated by Richard M. Davidson, who's actually got a really cool voice. He's like a gruff old sports guy. It's a good listen, man. Playing for Keeps. To me, it's so much easier now to listen to audiobooks than to actually sit there and read a book. It's just difficult to sit there and read. It's just like your brain's wanting to click on something now. I do worry about the kids. I mean, these kids that were born into a world with cell phones. I mean, now we have probably two generations of people that were born into a world where they don't know what life's like without a cell phone. And I can see parents now, if they have kids and the kid's 6 years old and he's going to first grade or she's going to first grade. Well, of course, the kid has to have a cell phone, because what if the kid misses the school bus and has to call mommy and daddy? Now, somehow a whole generation of people grew up without cell phones and managed to get on the school bus or get home somehow. Uh, Although I did have one traumatic situation as a child where I was trying to get home and call home and nobody was answering my phone, the phone in my house. It turns out my sister was on the phone for hours on end talking to her friends and not clicking over because we did a call waiting that time. Yep, I get distracted too easily to just sit and read audiobooks for me as well. I actually paid in advance for Amazon for like 11 books. I paid for 12 books for Amazon over the course of the year. And I've just got to hurry up and pick the books because I think in July the year runs out and it doesn't carry over. So I got to just choose some books. So if you have any audiobook suggestions, let me know. I did listen to Nitro, the book that Bischoff always talks about. It was pretty good. Movies, interestingly enough, the night before Thanksgiving, I went to see um, Lady Gaga and Adam Driver in House of Gucci with Pacino. And I was the only one in the theater. I was very comfortable, but I started to get tired. And I mean, I'm man enough to admit this. Like, I'm like, I'd like to see the end of this movie, but this movie's dragging on. And I'm looking at the watch, and then I had to open up my app. Like, how long is this fucking movie? 2 hours and 37 minutes. And I was putting the math together. I'm like, I'm going to be here for another 45 minutes. I just fucking left the theater. I just said, I said, I want to see the end of the movie. I'm sure at some point I'll see the end of it. Um, but I just don't know. Oh, gee whiz. I was trying to, oops. God, fuck. Shivani's book. Yeah, you're pretty good friends with these guys. Say hi to Tony for me. I did meet Tony and Jim Ross once, way, way, way back, buddy. Um, I think that's a comic book, from what I understand. I did have one of Cornette's wrestling comic books. Ugh. Well, I probably have another 2 or 3 minutes on here. If there's any other points you want to make, I was curious about this WrestleCade. Adam, did you go to that? Is in North Carolina, but I guess it's over by now because now it's Monday. I'm eating my vitamins, brother. But I couldn't justify going to WrestleCade because I had all these other things to do, which I'm doing now. So I guess I'm going to get back to listening to this audiobook. If you have any quick statements, go ahead and make them. Well, that's it. All right, folks. Well, it's been a pleasant Mike's Meals. Blah, blah, blah. Trying to find my vehicle keys, but I'm going to go back on the road. Thanks for joining, Adam. Your AEW jacket gift will be in good hands soon enough with Moro and so on and so forth. So have a good day, buddy, and everyone who checked in. Plenty of stuff on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Adam, if you haven't seen it, the Chris and the Coffee Girl talk about an unusual project. Chris and the Coffee Girl, the Philadelphia Experiment, episode 2 has just been released. I hope you all check that out because it's very fascinating for both wrestling and non-wrestling fans. Okay, everyone, have a good week. As I say, it's Monday. We've got the whole week to fuck up.